Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of my 366-day experiment to let love lead. So it's been a big 24 hours since day 21. I think we're now on day 22, and yesterday, if you haven't seen it, I shared a video on my Facebook personal page where I spoke a very heartfelt vision into the world. So if you haven't seen that yet, please pop over and check it out. It took a lot of courage for me to speak it out, and yeah, so today's video isn't about that, but I just wanted to share that with you. So I have been deep in a lot of conversations and having a lot of synchronicities and things show up for me today. But what I want to talk about today is something that I've chatted to a couple of people about in the last couple of days, and it is the concept of everything's up for questioning. What do I mean by this? Okay, because of course everything's up for questioning, right? We get to question everything. We get to, question, do we want to put on a jacket or take one off? Do we want to go for a swim or a walk? Do we want to, eat the apple, not eat the apple? Do we go to the event, not go to the event? Of course, everything's up for questioning. But what I want to offer you today is to question everything that you also think you believe. So what that means is sometimes we get so entrenched in old beliefs, old ideals, old likes and dislikes, wills and won'ts, do's and don'ts, that sometimes they become really ingrained in us, but are not necessarily true. So I'll give you an example of what I mean. So what I mean is, I have always, for as long as I can remember, said I don't cook. I don't like to cook, and I don't like being in the kitchen, and I'm not a very good cook. And I have truly lived by that. I will say it until the cows come home to anyone who's interested. However, something really interesting has happened this year. So this year, if you check out a video a few back now where I talk about my intentionables for 2020, one of my intentionables is to eat predominantly, and check out the video to find out what I mean by that, predominantly plant-based. So this year. So what that has done is it has really got me excited in the kitchen to create and prepare food that is predominantly plant-based. So roasting veggies, salads, all kinds of things, just all kinds of things. But what I've discovered is I actually really have enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed being really mindful in preparing the veggies and getting excited about selecting the produce, and right down to chopping everything up and getting creative with spices and herbs and all sorts of things. And it occurred to me that sometimes we get so entrenched in things that we think are true for us that we don't question them. Now, look, maybe you'll question something and it's still true for you. But my offering today is to continue to question everything that you think is true for you, because over time, sometimes things shift and change. Another example is that for me, that is also, which is why I'm talking about this today, that came up for me, is that I, back when I was in my 20s, I lived in Sydney for 8 or 9 years. And when I left Sydney, I literally vowed and declared I would never live in a city ever again. Now, interestingly enough, this year also, I've had an opportunity to spend some time living in Brisbane. And do you know what? I've actually loved it. I walk, I'm able to walk everywhere. Where I was staying, beautiful river walk close by. I could walk into the city. I really, really loved it. And so it had me go, wait a second, you said you'd never live in a city ever again. But I need to test that. I need to, question these belief, that belief. Is this still true? So there's a couple of others as well, but that's it for today, guys. So I want to offer you to bring up the always, the nevers, the will not or only kind of statements that you believe are true for you and have been true for you. Question them. Just take a peek and just go, is this still true for me? Maybe it is, but maybe it's not. And maybe being stuck in that belief without questioning it is actually keeping you from something, that the universe wants for you. So that's it. It's probably I'd say it falls under control, but everything's up for questioning. Just check it. Is it still true for me? Is this still true for me? Okay. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Oh, yeah. See you tomorrow.